Alright guys, welcome back to another Football Manager 2019 video. This one we're going to be focusing on Scotland, but more specifically, Wonder Kid from Scotland. But before I get into that, I just want to mention something here. On the nation profile for Scotland, it says languages, English, fluent. I find that very surprising. I mean, 90% of the people in Scotland can barely utter a word of English, never mind speak it fluently. So I think Football Manager has to improve a little bit on its realism. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into this top 5 Scottish Wonder Kid video now. You're probably going to heard of everybody on this, and the reason being is, to me, a Wonder Kid is someone that has got potential to go on and be is world class. If not world class, then just a level below world class. To me, I see a lot of Wonder Kid videos, and a lot of the people in them have maybe got potential to be a decent player one day and to be worth a couple of million. To me, that's not a Wonder Kid. To me, a Wonder Kid is somebody that's going to go on and play in the best leagues in the world and going to play for the best teams in the world. So that is who is going to be featuring on this list. Also, I'm not going to include anybody that's over 21. So unfortunately, Andy Robertson, you're out. John McGinn, you're out. But to me, Wonder Kid, it's in the name, man. Kid. And to me, once you're 22 and over, I think you should be developing and coming into, I don't know, your prime years. So that's just me. So no, everybody's going to be either 21 or under. With that said, we're going to start with number 5, and I am putting this in order. So obviously from the worst person to the best. You might find some surprises in here, you might not, but anyway, here we go, number 5. And it's going to be Heart of Midlothian's John Souttar. Souttar, 21 years old, has already earned 10 caps for the under-21 Scotland team, currently valued at 2.8 million, and he's on 1.7 grand a week. His best position is ball-playing centre-back, but any sort of centre-back, he can do the job. He's also okay to play on the right-back or any sort of right-handed side of a defensive formation. And he can also play in a defensive midfield formation. So John Souttar, he is a bit versatile. You look at his stats. Now, the important stats for a defender, I mean, he's got everything. He's got his marking 13, tackling 14, bravery potentially 16, decisions 12, leadership 13, positioning 12, teamwork 14, which is good, work rate 11, you need that. He's got decent pace as well, pace 13, stamina 14, agility 10, acceleration 12, natural fitness 12 to 14, so he's not a clunky, he's not a slow centre-back that is going to be, outdone by pace, by all these pacey strikers. No, John Souttar, not only is he a good defender, capable of marking, capable of tackling, capable of positioning himself right, but he's also got the pace to get himself out of trouble when he finds himself in those situations, and that is why he is number 5 on this list now. Luckily for Souttar, he has been playing a lot at club level, and I think it's because he's at Heart of Midlothian. He probably could have earned a move to, a more prestigious club, I'm not going to say a bigger club, but a club financially better off than Hearts. But I think it's actually done him a favour staying at Hearts, because it means he's got to play regularly, and it has helped develop his game. And I hope he stays at Hearts for a couple more seasons, obviously, but I do expect John Souttar to end up in the English Premiership, and I think one day we could be looking at a 10, 15, 20 million pound player. Just my opinion, but that's what I think. Now, speaking of not playing regularly, let's move on to number 4. And it is going to be Oliver Burke, currently valued at 4.5 million, playing for West Brom. Previously played for Red Bull Leipzig in the Bundesliga 2, never really featured in the Bundesliga once they won promotion. He has 5 caps for Scotland, 9 caps for the under-21 team, and 4 goals, so looks like his form, he's had better success at the under-21s now. I was talking about how John Souttar's played regularly. The same cannot be said for Oliver Burke. He just seems to be lacking the game time, and I do feel like that has hampered his progression and success in recent years. A couple of years ago, people were talking about Oliver Burke potentially being the best young player from Scotland, and now obviously that has changed. People think of other players. I'm not going to name them all, but I'll name Andrew Robertson because he won't be on this list. But I think Oliver Burke, a couple of years ago, people would have put him at the top of the pedestal, but due to not playing, he just hasn't progressed as people would have thought. So that's why he's only number 4 on this list. And I think for him to improve as a player, he should maybe look for a loan deal. And who knows? Why not come to the Scottish Premiership? I mean, there'd be lots of clubs that would love him. Whether they could afford his wages or not, who knows? But I'm pretty sure he'd definitely get a game at Rangers, Hearts, Aberdeen, Hibs, Kilmarnock. I mean, all these teams would be delighted to have him. Now, let's talk about his stats. He's got a lot of good stats. Obviously, he plays out in the right mid. He is a winger, so crossing, dribbling, both key stats, and he has 15 and 16 respectively, so that helps. Finishing, 14, which is good if chances do, arise. He's got 16 first touch. His passing's pretty good, 15 potentially. Technique, 13. He can take a penalty. Aggression, 18. Bravery, 17. So, he is a player that's not afraid to get stuck in. Flair, 15. And his acceleration, potentially 18. Look at that. Pace could be 20. Natural fitness, 20. Strength is also 17. So, normally a lot of people associate wingers and pacey players with not having a lot of strength, but you cannot say that about Oliver Burke because he seems to have it all. So, a great player and pretty cheap as well. Like I said, 4.5 million. So, pretty affordable, man, especially if you're doing perhaps an old firm save with either Rangers or Celtic. Then I think for 4.5 million, you've got yourself a bargain, you've got yourself a Scottish player, and you've got yourself someone that could potentially be world class. Next up, we've got number 3 on the list, and that is Scott McKenna, the heart of the Aberdeen defence, valued at 8 million on $2,000 a week, 21 years old. He's got 4 caps for the national team, 5 caps for the under-21 side, and again, like John Souttar, he is just a central defender. He can play the ball-playing centre defender role. He's also capable of playing at left-back, albeit it's not really that strong a position for him. But let's dive into his stats now. He's not technically the greatest player. He's not a brilliant passer of the ball. He's not got skill. He's not got technique. But what he does have is strength. And he's got it in abundance. I mean, look at that. He got his strength. It's currently at 16. His heading is also at 16. So straight away, jump and reach 15. Bravery 16. Aggression 15. Determination 15. Leadership 17. This is a guy that you're just not going to get past, man. It's like Donald Trump wants to build a wall. Don't build a wall, man. Just stick Scott McKenna on the fucking border and nobody will get past him. So, obviously a great player. I said he's not got great technique. I mean, he's got 12 technique for a centre-back. That's pretty damn good. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Long shots, 12 to 14 as well. And the guy's, what can you say, man? He's a really solid centre-back and he will improve. Valued at 8 million. He is getting regular game time for Aberdeen. How much longer will he be at Aberdeen, though? It's probably not going to be long, maybe another season or two. This guy will definitely, in my opinion, be a Premier League player one day. And, we just have to wait and see. I think he's a bit similar to Virgil van Dijk, and he's now one of the best centre-backs in the league playing for Liverpool, so who knows, maybe in 3 or 4 years' time, Scott McKenna could be playing for a top 6 team in England. But it remains to be seen. At the moment, he's a very good player, one of the best players in Scotland, and he is valued at 8 million. Number 2 on the list, we've got another 21-year-old. This time it's going to be Scott McTominay, currently playing for Manchester United. And he's one of the Scottish players that is always overlooked, in my opinion. He only has 2 caps for the Scotland team, has never competed for the Scotland under-21 team. Now, there was a debate or controversy whether he would choose to play for Scotland or England. I believe he's made his choice now because he's played for Scotland. That's great. Currently valued at 13.25 million. Playing for Man United, which isn't going to help him. Realistically, this guy is not going to get much game time. I know Mourinho has given him a couple of games, but at 21 years old, if you look at all the best players in the world, you name, not even now, but if you think of all the players that were world class at 21, they were all playing regularly. You got Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. I remember Wayne Rooney at the time when he was young. Wayne Rooney was on fire. Obviously, he kind of hit his prime at about 24, 25. Then he was utter dog shit after that. But when Wayne Rooney was 21, he was constantly playing. All the great players at 21 were constantly playing. Scott McTominay very rarely plays, and that could be his downfall. Anyway, let's have a look at his stats. He's got first touch between 12 and 18, heading between 11 and 15, passing between 14 and 18, tackling between 12 and 16, technique between 9 and 15. All good stats there for a centre midfield player. Aggression 13-17, anticipation 12-16, bravery 13-17, determination 13-19, teamwork 16-20, so obviously a great team player. Work rate as well is fantastic, 13-19. And then his physical stats as well, man. Acceleration, agility, balance, jumping reach. All of those stats, man, are solid. Stamina between 14 and 20, so this guy is a great player. The only thing is, he only seems to be suited to the one role, and that is the centre midfield position. Anything apart from that, and it looks like he is uncomfortable with, so strange. If you want, he is available on loan as well, so if you are doing a save in the Scottish Premiership, you probably could get him with any team as long as Man United are prepared to pay his wages, so it'd definitely be a good signing in your first season for a loan. It would not only help you out, but it would also help Scott McTominay out, because I can't imagine there's any teams really in the SPFL that he wouldn't be starting for. Even Celtic, I think he'd be starting for, so he'd get the game time he needs. So if you're doing a save in Scotland, or maybe even a championship save, then I think Scott McTominay would be a great signing. Hell, even if you're doing a lower team, a relegation side in the Premier League, the English Premier League, then Scott McTominay, get the guy on loan, or even fork out 13.25 million from. But number one on the list has got to be Kieran Tierney, another 21-year-old, also like McTominay, valued at 13.25 million, and he's currently a left-back playing for Celtic, but he can also play in a left-wing role, and he can also fill in at centre-back and do a job at the right-back position, which he does sometimes for Scotland. So he got 9 caps for the national team. In terms of his stats, I mean, they're all good, let's be honest. Look at them. Corners, 12-15, crossing, dribbling. He's good at bombing down the... I mean, how many times is this guy going to comment Partick Thistle? But anyway, I digress. Finishing 10-12, first touch 13, heading 12, passing 12, tackling 15, technique 12. His mental stats are all good. Aggression, anticipation, bravery. Look at all them. Concentration, determination 19. Again, his mental, technical skills all good. And then his physical skills. Got solid pace, solid acceleration, good agility, good fitness. His strength is only 12, which, I don't know, maybe you could prefer to being a bit higher, but it is what it is. And yeah, Kieran Tierney is going to be number one on this list, and I really don't think he's going to be at Celtic much longer, maybe another season or two, but I mean, you look at Andy Robertson, I think his game is definitely improved by, going down south and then getting that move to Liverpool. He's playing with better players, he's getting to play in the Champions League, and albeit, yes, Kieran Tierney has played in the Champions League, but it's not really the same. Getting thrashed in the Champions League isn't really the same as playing for a competitive team in the Champions League. It's just not. So I think Kieran Tierney probably does have to look for a move away from Celtic. But at the time being, I don't think there's any rush. He is 3 years younger than Robertson, but I mean, who knows? Let me know what you think down below. But do you agree with this list, guys? So here we go. From 5th to 1st, we went with John Souttar, Oliver Burke, Scott McKenna, Scott McTominay, and Kieran Tierney. That is my top 5 wonder list. Let me know who your top 5 are down below. Like I said, yes, there was a lot of other good players like John McGinn and Andy Robertson, but they're over 21, so I didn't want to include them. Plus, there's a lot of younger players that are also really good, and, a lot of people haven't really heard of them, but at the same time, to me, they're not wonder kids. To me, they're just good young players with, potential, but they've not got the potential to be what these guys have. So that is it, guys, for the video, and until next time, peace.